We are live on Twitch, we are live on YouTube, and we are live on the Astraea SMP. That poor guy is not alive anymore at all. Yeah, and we're in the lab, so this is a big, huge teaser. Uh-oh. Old Schleg Dog just fell from a high place. Hopefully he's okay. Let's reach out. Yeah, so we are basically giving a giant teaser for the next episode, which is premiering tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, which would be, what, noon Pacific and 8 maybe GMT? Anyway, don't quote me on that. But yeah, this is what we've been working on for the last couple weeks, actually, is redecorating our hole in the ground that was, if you remember, just cobble and stone and just really boring looking. And I was debating for a long time whether I wanted to just move this whole operation up into the greenhouse and other structures that have yet to be built, or whether I wanted to bother with that and just redecorate it. So I ended up redecorating it, obviously, and I think it turned out really, really cool. So it's the approach that I'm trying to take, or the look that I'm trying to go for, is a lab, like a very sterile lab environment. But I didn't want to just straight up do, like, you know, just all white and drop ceilings and just like really, really sterile. So I did integrate some pops of color via concrete. So like lime concrete over here and orange concrete over here, more orange and yellow. I think I'm going to change this to red. This is where I keep my rockets. And over here we got more green and stuff like that, and then yellow. The entire iron farm and villager breeder is all blue, so that turned out really, really cool, I think. And the floor is pretty much tough, but that's the cool part, is that we have this kind of corruption underground, like weird alien species growing through the walls. So I picture, like, whoever designed this space, everything was very clean and sterile initially, and then all of a sudden this thing started breaking through. And that really comes to life down here in the trading hall and villager breeder. And this is where I catch all the villagers, and this is where the iron golems can't take the heat. But yeah, so maybe it's kind of like skulk spreading or something, where this tree just kind of takes on a life of its own. Maybe something like that's going on. I'm not sure, but I haven't really thought about the lore. I just thought about making it look better, and I think this looks a lot better. So all my villagers are still in their places that they have been, but everything else, every block around them, has been completely manipulated and rebuilt to have this cool lab kind of feeling. I also threw this copper golem, I don't know where he's going, threw this copper golem over here to retrieve the poppies and iron ingots from the iron farm. He pops them into this chest. It's the only empty chest, which filters out those items. And hey, Rozzy, thank you for joining the stream. And also I have a little doohickey down here, so a bunch of redstone that basically compresses the iron ingots into iron blocks and turns the poppies into bone meal. I'm debating on whether to add another crafter down here. Here, let me just scoot around so you can kind of see what's going on. It's very compressed though, but I'm thinking about adding another crafter that takes the bone meal and turns it into bone block, but it's really cramped down here, so I'm not sure if I'm actually going to bother. But yeah, the dropper is what kicks out the bone meal, and this crafter is what kicks out the iron blocks. But I kind of tucked it in here pretty good. I think it's not really taking up that much space. It's probably like 7 by 5 maybe. And there's just a little bit of redstone that pops up, but I think it adds to the aesthetic, the whole like lab aesthetic. And this is like the back rooms of the lab anyway. So anyway, that's what we have going on. So today, what I'm planning on doing is running over to Pigman really quick, because I know people were playing over the weekend, and I just want to make sure all the supplies are there, especially the food, because I was running really low on golden apples, and I want to make sure the supplies are up to snuff. I also want to check the chests that catch everything, just to make sure those guys aren't overflowing. And then I'm going to run over to the rocket shop, make sure I have adequate inventory. I think I'm also going to run a shulker of gunpowder over to the rocket shop, because the The gunpowder was running low last time I checked, so let me just run over here into my creeper farm to grab some gunpowder. Alright, let's move this stuff over to my cold storage. Right here. Also put that on, and let's see. Grab an empty shulker. Let's just fill up one shulker. Because I think I had almost a double chest, but you go through it before you know it, man. Alright, that should be good enough. I think these guys are actually completely full, yeah. So I have 4 double chests and then just a little bit of change. Alright. Let's run over to Pigman first, because that's flying distance, and then we'll run over to the rocket shop after that. Blah, 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 blah. I haven't been over here in a little while, so hopefully nothing's broken. Because things do break. Especially with the zombified piglin having spears now, it's like a whole different ballgame. They started picking up the iron nuggets and stuff, so yeah, it's a thing. Alright. I think Aegis was the last one to play, because I think her score was 3. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Oh no, that's it, yeah. Looks like somebody played a little bit, probably Evan or so, I can't really tell. But yeah, we're doing good. Okay, let me check supplies too, though, because that's what I'm kind of worried about. We were running really, really low on some stuff, on the food stuff. You only had 3 golden apples. I started off with a fairly low supply, but I have to make some more of these, because they're pretty critical to the mechanics of the game. You have a 1 in 9 chance of actually getting enough food that's worthwhile, and that's the golden apple. Alright. I'm gonna have to probably AFK the gold farm, or at least stand by the gold farm a little bit to get some gold. Alright, bottles are doing good. That's the other thing too, the potions. Yeah, I'm gonna have to refill this probably. It's not too bad, but I don't want to run out of health potions either. Yeah, I'll just throw a couple stacks of all that stuff in there, and then there's the potion maker up here. Oh, it's over here. Okay, this one's pretty full still. This is the harming potions that heal the piglin every time you punch him. But that only happens once per game. These guys, you drop 4 per level, so it goes out of those really, really fast, the healing potions. Okay, so now let's run over to the rocket shop to make sure that that's up to snuff as well. Oh, actually, no. I wanted to check one more thing here. I almost forgot. I put I put hoppers and chests under the, yeah, right over here, under the death chambers. So anytime the piglins die, they drop stuff. So here's Aegis's head, for instance. I was trying to like conserve all the gold that gets dropped from this thing. It's like the world's most inefficient gold farm, essentially. This game. All right, I think the other chest is down here. Yeah. All right. Oh, and 1 pellet too. So that's when the piglins are picking up those pellets now. They never used to, but now in 1.21.11, it sounds like they're picking them up. So yet another thing to concern myself with this game. All right, let's pop that pellet back and then put Aegis' head in the chests. That's it. It's a gold farm and a player head collection farm. All right, the pellet goes right here. Yeah, we're still at a perfect count for pellets, so that's good. All right, those are just iron nuggets, retextured iron nuggets, by the way. Okay, let's swing back to the base and then put the gold away and then go to the rocket shop. Swing, swing, swing. And then after that, I'm thinking I'm just gonna head over to a creative world because I really want to start working on more variety of trees. I only have like, I want to say 20 different tree types And I want to build a whole forest over in this area. And I think 20 is just not going to cut it. I want a little bit more than that. So I want just a higher variety of tree types. All right, let's pop this right here. Well, I mean, we're not doing too bad. Probably make what, let's see here, at least one more golden apple. Whatever. All right, let's put that in the filter and then head over to the rocket shop. I started playing with Voxy. So if I turn on the, here, let me show you really quick. First, let's sleep and then I'll show you. If I turn on the render distance to a higher chunk, like 250 or 512 or some, a really high chunk loading, it loads spawn. It's so crazy. I only have it down at 64, but by default it's set to 512. And that's Rubik's, yeah, I think that's Rubik's Dragon. You can see Tiny. Oh, I thought I heard something. You can see Tiny's head right there. This is Asumi's pyramid Aztec looking thing. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild how far this thing renders. This is Devin's wizard tower, and my rocket shop is like right here. You can't really see it though, it's getting kind of blocked, but this is Manhattan. Yeah, it's just crazy how far that thing goes. I don't like how the fog works with it though. That's why I turn it down to 64. I wish the fog was a little thicker out there. I adjust the fog very particular in my sodium extra. So yeah. Yes, I will accept donations of gold, Rozzy, for sure. Please. If you have it, I'll take it. I have plenty of apples, I just don't have gold. And I know we have a gold farm and everything, a public gold farm. I hate using it. The first time I ever used it, I got killed by a baby zombified piglin, so I'm always very wary of using that thing. Alright, let's head over. Can we do it? Yeah. Oh, I caught it. I caught it. Let's see if we sold any rockets. Yeah, 3, 6. Ooh, 2, 4. Okay. 6 and 4. 5. 6, 4, and 5. All right, let's refill this. Not the most exciting thing on stream, but we can talk while it happens. 6, 4, and 5. Hey, Rozzy's on the stream. Six, 4, and 5. Sorry, I repeat the numbers because it helps my memory. Okay, 6, 4, and 5. So 6 on the. Let's do 6, 4, and 5 of these. So, do I already have 5? So 6, 4, and 5. Let's do it. Do it. All right. Good. All right. So 5 stacks of that, 4 stacks of 2, and 6 stacks of 3. Oh man, how's everybody doing? How's Hightail treating everybody? I keep on, I'm like really harsh on Hightail and like Blue Sky and everything, but I bought the game, I will play it. I am a little disappointed though that there's not really any sort of Redstone equivalent in it. As you probably know, I'm a pretty big Redstone nerd, so I really enjoy that aspect of the game. I know that the Hightail team, the Hypixel team, is talking about bringing in like automations or something else that would be like a Redstone equivalent. But yeah, I really like my Redstone. That, and I've publicly said this on Blue Sky. Old Schleg Dog actually pointed this out on Blue Sky. The textures are just too high resolution for my liking. I like the 16, a block with 16 pixels per block kind of thing of Minecraft. Oh, Rozzy, you play for 2 days and that's it, huh? Yeah. I'm wondering if it does have the longevity, if it will have the longevity of a game. I don't think it's gonna kill Minecraft. I don't think anything's gonna kill Minecraft, but if it will have the longevity that people are anticipating because of, you know, the whole 7-year wait, and it seems the team is very responsive and stuff like that, or if it'll just, you know, fly its course really quickly. I'm really, really curious. I am going to play it though. I don't know if I'll make any content out of it, but I am planning on playing it. I'm not a huge gamer in general, so it takes a while to get me to play something. 2, 3, 4, 5. Minecraft is pretty much all I ever play. Not pretty much, it is. I'm trying to like soften the blow by saying pretty much, but yeah, it is the only game that I play. All right, 4 and then 6. Let's do 4 of these bad boys. And boom. Boom. Am I doing the right ones? Yeah, 2. I think I had, yeah. Okay, so that'll be good. Hey, Asumi, thank you for joining the stream. Yeah, so we're starting the stream on Astraea, and then I'm going to jump over to a creative world and start working on trees, so hopefully that's exciting to everybody. But I have a video coming out tomorrow. For the first time, I'm doing the whole YouTube premiere thing, because work is slow tomorrow, and I know that I'll be able to log in at 3 o'clock my time to like participate in chat and everything. This is the first time I'm doing it, so I've never actually experienced a premiere from a creator's perspective. So I think it's similar to a live stream, except for I'm not streaming. I'm just chatting within while a video is playing. It's like a group event. It's almost like seeing it in the theater or whatever. But I'm trying it tomorrow for my new episode 20 of Astraea, where I build out the laboratory. Basically, I redecorated my entire underground hole in the wall, or hole in the ground. All right, 4 of this, and we should be ready to move on to the creative world after 6 of the power, or ones, 6 of the ones. God. The power level ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's put this extra one away. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2s, right? Yep, 2s. I always worry that I'll put the wrong power level in one of these. All right, and then 6 of these bad boys. Let's pop the extra 2 I have. Or I'll just take those actually. All right. It's like watching a movie at the cinema while creator screams, "Oh, this part's good, you gotta pay attention." Exactly, Asumi. I'll try not to do any spoilers or anything, but I put a lot of work into this episode. I'm really proud of it. I put a lot of work into all my episodes, but this one in particular, I really try to go all out with the little bits of, I don't know, cinematic footage, I guess, for lack of a better term. So hopefully it goes over well. I cannot for the life of me get a good title or a thumbnail going, so it'll totally flop, because that's all that really matters on YouTube. YouTube isn't for videos, it's just for titles and thumbnails. Like, that's pretty much the only thing. That's all you need to succeed there. You could put like, I don't know, somebody farting on a potato, and as long as you have a good thumbnail and title, you're going to be successful in that space. So, and unfortunately, like I said, I just can't come up with a good one in this one, because like thumbnails, especially in like interior spaces, are always very difficult to pull off. Everybody expects, the grand build, like my bridge or something, like this cinematic shot of this huge structure. And I was trying all these different angles in the underground, little laboratory that I built, but I could not, for the life of me, come up with something. All right, I'm not going to read that on stream, Asumi, but I agree with you. On the less extreme, though, the meta is like a curious title. Like, I saw one that was, it's like 10-year-olds or 12-year-olds, maybe even teenagers that were introducing their boomer dad. They're calling him a boomer dad. I'm sure it's like a Gen X dad to Minecraft, and that got like millions of views. Something that's, I don't know, that has some clickbaity appeal. You know, I'm on episode 20 of an SMP. I don't anticipate that it'll do fantastic, but I actually talk about that a little bit in the episode about like the whole death of Let's Plays and that whole nonsense as far as not having episode numbers in your titles. And oh, did I actually make? No, I did not make. I need to make one more stack for myself. Yeah, so I talk about that a little bit during the what do you call it, episode. We introduced Japanese grandpa to Minecraft's biggest nuclear bomb. That would probably do well, assuming that would probably do well. Ah, man, oh man, oh man. I didn't even have to work today. Today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so we get it off. It's a federal holiday. So I pretty much just worked on that episode the entire day. It's like a waste of a day. And shoveled snow, because we're getting a ton of snow here where I live. All right, let's put these away. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. We're all full. Okay, fly back to the base, and then we're off to a creative world. Ooh, that hurt. Server's running really smooth lately. I'm not sure what that means, Jordan Fortnite TV. Thank you for joining chat on Twitch. I'm not sure what So the Chat says, or any other website like Discord. Does Minecraft count? Chat rules. I don't know what that means. Okay, let's bounce down here and just show off the lab again. Sneak peek on what you're going to see in the episode. Me building this, but I'm not going to show it all. I think it turned out really, really cool. And we're going to go to a creative world. All right. Let's go here and here. So my creative world has pretty much all the builds that you've seen in Astraea, amongst others. And primarily what we're going to be working on today is the trees. So these are all the trees I have. So it's probably even less than 20. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, something like that. And I want to get a few more like scrubby looking trees. Not everything has to be perfect kind of thing. So that's what we're going to work on. I also want to work on a few larger guys. My primary focus is going to be these aspens. So I want to do like an aspen grove. And so these are the only 2 real aspens that I have, and then I've been doing like really skinny aspens as well. But if anyone's ever seen an aspen grove, they always get confused with birch trees. They're not birch trees. They're essentially an organism that when you come across an aspen grove, it's actually just one organism, that each of the trees are actually just shoots from that single organism. So they have a very distinct look. They're usually very vertical and very similar in size, because they typically all grow within a similar time frame. And it's almost like they're a weed or bamboo or something along those lines. But typically they'll lack leaves because they'll be so close together. They'll lack leaves on the trunk, and they'll have more leaves on the canopy. So let's see, Jordan Fortnite, I mean, like the chat rules say, don't add on other websites in Discord. No, I mean advertising for other websites. So is Minecraft part of that cool build? If I misspelled that, I'm not sure exactly what chat you're reading there, but essentially it's what I mean is don't advertise in the chat. Okay, so let's get to work here. I think I'm going to use this little gap here, just so we're close to these aspens in our manufacturing. All right, let's turn off replace mode and go right over here. I'm going to use the same kind of approach with pale oak, birch, blackstone, polished blackstone buttons, I think are what these guys, yeah, polished blackstone buttons, you know, stuff like that. Diorite for the base, and just kind of work through. I'll try to be as random as possible, but yeah, I want a few that kind of go a little crooked, I guess. And because aspens are very straight, but not all of them are perfectly straight. So that's another thing that I want to do. I want to introduce. So let's get some pale oak stairs. Let's see if we can do something like this, like a little jog over, without it looking totally ridiculous. Whoops, didn't mean to touch the X. Just clear that just so I don't do that accidentally again. All right. Yeah, something like that. And then we'll fill out the canopy. And I need to go significantly taller, so I think I might jog it over one more too. All right. Maybe instead of that, I'll do 2 of these. And then I think I introduced some diorite. Let's do diorite walls. And then I'll start branching it out way up here on the top of the canopy. So it's basically one central trunk with the canopy like this. Whoop. Something like that. And then let's get some diorite stairs. Whoops. Stairs, slabs, and going for it. Yeah, something like that. And then let's go a little more sideways with this. Well, actually, let's go more sideways with these. There we go. I think I'm losing my voice right now, so I apologize for the sound of my voice. I've been talking and been doing that episode all day today, so talking a lot. All right. We'll do that, and then let's see. Let's go this kind of an angled direction. That's the thing that bugs me about my trees, is from the top I start doing these like cross patterns. Maybe not that one. I think this one suffers from it. Yeah, see, there's like empty spaces. I'm trying to get better about that, and trying to fill in things a little bit more on these angles. Obviously, Minecraft is a 90-degree block game, you know, so it is a little difficult to do that. But I'm gonna do this approach where I'm gonna introduce walls and then fill the spaces with leaves. Probably introduce some. At some point here, I'm going to have to introduce some fences as well. So let's grab that and grab that. Here we go. Yeah, I'm building trees. Snow. Hey, thank you for joining the chat, by the way. Assuming all your messages are getting held, by the way. I keep on releasing them. Oh, God. I know why they're getting held, and I'm not going to repeat the chats, and I think they're funny jokes, but yeah, you are notorious for getting your chats held. You are not family friendly, assuming. Funny though, you're funny. And I know your morals are on the right side, so that's all that really matters. All right. It's going to look like crap first, but you got to trust the process, as they say. It's definitely going to look like crap. Let's do one of these, actually. Let's go out this direction a bit. And then lift up here. Yeah, now let's just start filling in some the canopy's gonna have to go this direction a little bit for balance. But let's just start filling out some leaves. First, let me do that though. Let me get the weight of the canopy over in this direction a little heavier. Yeah, that should work. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do, I think right now I have this mainly oak and jungle. But I might only have a few aspens that are actually this really bright color, and instead go to my default gradient, which is spruce on the bottom and closer to the trunk. So right here, spruce, birch toward the middle, the bulk of the tree is birch, and then azalea on the top. I think that's what I'm going to stick to. Yeah. Actually, I think I should probably go this direction just to bring that balance into question, or not into question, into balance. All right. Oh, DoorDash delivery. Couldn't find your home, so left a golden package in the middle of the greenhouse. Thank you, Rozzy. Thank you so much. That's going to be really, really helpful for Pigman. I think I only, like you saw, I only have like 10 golden ingots. So that's on Astraea for those just joining the chat. I started the stream on Astraea, which is an SMP I play on, and I retreated to this creative world because I really need to start working on these trees. I've been putting it off for a lot, and I need to do a whole forest, and I only have like 17 different tree varieties, and it's just not going to cut it for a whole forest. So I have a game on that SMP called Pigman that I made. It's basically Pac-Man in Minecraft, and during the stream I was checking the supplies of it, and I'm running really low on golden apples, which is a drop in the game. So I mentioned it in Rozzy's on stream and said, oh, she has a surplus of them. So she came and dropped it off in my greenhouse. And by the way, the greenhouse is the home on my island. So that is the place to drop them. I don't really have a regular home. I don't know. I'm thinking about building like a cabin or something in the out in the forest. But first I need the forest before I can build the cabin out in the forest. So yeah. All right. I'm just kind of randomly, chaotically placing stuff. There's no real kind of rhyme or reason. I try to center like kind of like orbs over, I wanted to say balls, but I assume he's going to make a joke. So I'm trying to center balls of the canopy on these branch bits, and then I try to connect those slowly but surely. So this aspen will be a little bit different than the rest of the aspens. It'll be a little bit more, I guess, fleshed out, a little bit more full. Exactly. No, you're family friendly now, sure. Rozzy's the one who got a message held on that one. You guys are great. I love it. Oh, Snow, you, speaking of the SMP, I should probably stop procrastinating about getting the stone I need for my base build. Snow, I have a full double chest of full shulkers. A full double chest of shulkers. That's kind of hard to say. Of stone. So if you need some stone, I'm more than willing to get it. I was actually considering doing like a stone shop. I don't know how good of a seller that would be, but I just have so much excess at this point that I really should get rid of it. Birdie Birdie, I agree. Rozzy was the last person I expected that of. Thank you for joining stream, Birdie, by the way. Thank you very, very much. All right. This is looking horrendous right now, but again, trust the process. Let me just do a shape like this. And this. Might even fill in a few branches as well. This thing that I struggle, what I struggle with trees is you want to have like a lot of empty space. And obviously that requires like a lot of placement blocks and then deleting the placement blocks and stuff like that, like the temporary blocks. It's what makes it really difficult to get that kind of airy feel, but not have these blocks just like hanging out completely disconnected from anything. Yeah, we're getting there. Probably not going to get through too much. As you can see, designing a tree just takes forever, even in creative. In survival, I don't even know how people pull that off. The really nice looking trees. It's just so much trial and error. All right, let's do some spruce leaves. Do replacement mode really quick. And over here. Yeah, we're getting there. That's a nice bowl. All right, let's do another bowl. I want this to be slightly higher. Let's do it 2 blocks higher. The bulk of the ball is going to be 2 blocks higher. I'm just leaning into it, guys. I'm leaning into it. All right, I don't know if a perfectly cylindrical ball. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Probably want to tweak that branch to come over a little bit. This branch right here. So let's do this, do this. Yeah, that'll be cool. And then instead of having it curve this way, let's have it curve this way. That'll add to the weight of that canopy like I was discussing earlier. Yeah, that makes more sense. I'm definitely gonna have to get it really heavy on this side. It's already actually looking fairly balanced. I'm picturing when the canopy actually builds out. He's doing another one. Spruce Lee. What an actor. You guys are hilarious today. Alright. Probably just gonna stick with birch and then I'll replace with spruce and azalea when I get to that process. Yeah, we're getting there, okay. Just a little bit bulkier. Yeah, that'll work. That will work. Now this guy's just hanging out nowhere, no man's land, so let's get rid of him. And then right here, let's do a shoot of this straight up like that. Yeah, that'll work. And we're going to fill this in a little bit, just a smaller ball. Actually, I want to get that one lower. Make it symmetrical at first and then start breaking away from the symmetry as we move. Now let's make it asymmetrical. That's looking all right. Probably need a little bit more fullness over here, like kind of like right here. So let's spit off this. Yeah. And then maybe some of these guys. Just a little bit of noise is what I'm trying to introduce here with the trapdoor, or with the fence gates. And let's, instead of this, let's do a wall. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Everything's getting covered up with leaves, but you still have to kind of have hints of structure underneath the leaves, or else it just doesn't look right. Clark, my hair is just not gonna look right. All right. I find it a lot easier to have a method to making trees rather than a single design. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just kind of lean into the chaos a little bit. I know there's in Axiom, like you can do brushes and stuff, but I'm not super confident that that mode of Axiom. I more use it to just move blocks around and duplicate walls, you know, like a symmetrical build and, you know, duplicate half of it or something like those lines. But that seems like it's a really helpful approach, you know, where you're basically just introducing chaos with a brush, like painting, replacing air, essentially. So it is a approach that I'd like to graduate to, but right now this is the approach I take, which is a little slower, given this is a slightly larger tree than say, you know, this guy. This guy was a lot faster, and these guys were extremely quick. I think it's easier to build the same tree as well. That's a thing for a forest, though. You don't really need a ton, and that's my objective here, is to try to get enough variety of trees to convince the eye that, you know, that there's a forest. And not every single one of them has to be perfectly 100% unique. Just a good couple dozen, I think you can pull off, you know, a few hundred tree forest fairly convincingly. Darn it. There we go. Oh my, stop it. There. All right, that's looking good. I want to round out this a little bit. This bottom edge. Looks like it's following that branch a little too tightly. Don't like that guy. Alrighty then. No. Getting a little too overzealous with the clicking. Alright, still need to... That that branch needs a lot of work, but let me just move on to this. This is going to be, I think, the core, one of the larger branches, like the core branch, because in order to balance out the trunk leaning like it is, I need to really fill in that space. Yeah. Personally, that's funny, Snow. Like the approach of planting a sapling using some bone meal. Minecraft has some ugly trees, though. You gotta admit that. Come on, they're hideous. They don't look anything. Not that, you know, a meter by meter block game, you know, needs that much realism, but they're not even trying. They don't look anything. They look like a child's drawing of a tree. Sometimes a child's drawing, I think, is more accurate to a tree. But it is definitely an approach. Actually, Sam released a video. Sam is on Rex, fellow Astraea player, released a video about using the vanilla Minecraft trees and basically planting like one on top of another and then kind of carving it out. It's almost like just a, as opposed to additive sculpture, it's a, what do you call it? Reduction sculpture or whatever. I'm losing the term. I'm looking for a term here. But, you know, like you start with, like Michelangelo's David, you chisel away at the marble rather than building up upon it. It's kind of her approach, and I can see the appeal, for sure. Of course, I did this tree right here is a fellow Astraea player named Devin. He gifted me this tree, and it wasn't textured the way I wanted it to be textured, so I had to go in and break up a lot of these leaves and swap them out with the leaves that, you know, the birch, azalea, and spruce. And that was a pain in the butt, you know, because he basically had like blocks, like there was no air whatsoever inside the trees. I still love it. I think he did a great job with the design, but in order to swap out the leaves the way I wanted it, yeah, I had to kind of get in there and break it up quite a bit, and it was actually fairly difficult. Yeah, exactly, Birdie. That's my main problem with the vanilla trees, is they just don't fit with what I'm going for with this kind of realistic. I mean, it's not hyper realistic, because hyper realistic you really have to build at a larger scale than I'm building. Like this greenhouse, for instance, it's already blown up from the real life greenhouse that I modeled after. The real life greenhouse is probably only half the height, but if I made this greenhouse half the height with the, you know, the size of blocks in Minecraft, it just wouldn't look good. It would just look very blocky, you know. So you already have to blow things up. In order to get hyper realistic, you just basically have to increase the scale to ridiculous degrees. So that's always something I kind of struggle with, is having something that's balances where it's still player size, it's still as believable as a player as you're walking around the world, to have that structure or the tree or whatever be that size. However, you still have to make it small enough so it's or it's large enough where you can have the detail. So that is a constant struggle that all Minecraft builder creators complain about. At least all the good ones. Of course, there is the appeal of like the more vanilla looking Minecraft structures. Like, for instance, Minecraft lends itself very much to the medieval style, you know, with the block palettes that it has. You can build a castle any day long. You can build, you know, those medieval homes or even Tudor-esque homes fairly easily. But when you start getting into modern, your block palette starts limiting. You know, you have concrete and everything, but you don't have as many stairs or as many slabs or as many walls or stuff like that. So there's that thought as well. And I think the vanilla, if you're going to take a more vanilla Minecraft approach and a true player scale, you'd be best to just stick with medieval themes. Because as soon as you start stepping out of that box, it becomes very, very difficult. And this obviously is more of a, well, geez, I think it's from the 30s. So like Georgian, I guess, structure. Same with this. This is actually modeled on a real life water intake facility. And that's also from the 20s or 30s, which is what I really like. I like Art Deco stuff, 20 stuff. Like 30s, I like Industrial Revolution things. That's the approach. I live outside of Detroit, so it's kind of what I'm used to and what I see in my Rust Belt cities. And I really like that style of building. Not that saying that that's all I'll ever do, but yeah, that's something that I really like. Obviously, that is something that I really, really like. This is built, I think, in 1935 or something like that. And it was modeled. This is the Tyne Bridge in Newcastle, England. It's modeled after Hell's Gate Bridge in New York, which I think was built like just 5-10 years earlier. This is also a I forget. It's a famous architect that built this. This is also a Art Deco, 30s, I think 20s, 30s lighthouse. Okay, I'll shut up. Back to the tree. Stop distracting. That's why you love medieval builds, Razi. Yeah, the palette, like you can't beat Minecraft's palette with medieval builds. That's actually, not to belabor on the hightail point. I mean, I guess I haven't even talked about hightail yet, except for really, really early in the stream. I made a joke about it. That's the thing that actually turns me off. One of the things that turns me off about hightail. One is I don't like the textures being so high resolution, and the other is the opinionated nature of the extra structures and stuff. Everything in that game seems very, very much leaned into, dragons and medieval, fantasy. And that is just something that's not very appealing to me. And I know I'm probably in the minority there. A lot of games, obviously, it's a very successful theme. A lot of games are based around that theme. So it obviously does really well, but I've never in my life been really that into that style of art. I do love the builds on Astraea, though. I think you guys, even the medieval ones, I think you guys do a great job with it. Alright, maybe something... Yeah, this needs to be rounded out right here. But we're getting there, and we haven't even textured it. We haven't even added the azalea and spruce to any significant degree yet. Hightail feels like it's forcing lower. Minecraft feels like it's suggesting it. So to me, Hightail overall feels like there's less room for creativity. I fully agree. And that's exactly what I meant by like Hightail is like an opinionated game. Like this is what we're going to deliver you. Which kind of loses a lot of the appeal, in my eyes, at least in my opinion. It loses a lot of the appeal that Minecraft has, which is fully sandbox. Like, Minecraft truly feels like, yes, you have structures and stuff, but it truly feels like a sandbox game as far as it doesn't have strong opinions. Even though I just said, medieval, the block palette can lend itself to medieval more, you can still pull off, again, like the copper variants and stuff like that, you can still pull off these Industrial Revolution, Art Deco builds without any problem really whatsoever. You just have to be, creative within your sandbox. And the blocks that that Minecraft tends to be introducing are expanding that palette, not shortening it. They're not constraining it whatsoever. So I just really think that that's the way to go when it comes to a game like this. Given, you know, Hytale, it's probably made for a different audience, for a different type of game player that enjoys that opinionated nature of things. But I like a true sandbox. And yes, I do primarily play in survival, not creative, you know, but I just really enjoy the aspect of pushing the boundaries of Minecraft to be able to build in really any art style that you want. Frankly, the thing that excites me the most for Minecraft lately is I want to start leaning into more abstract, because I find that we're always super guilty of this. We're always imitating life. You know, like this is a structure that exists in real life that I've recreated. This is a structure that exists in real life. This is a structure that's a structure. I don't want to like freehand a medieval house. I want to get like really abstract with what is a build. You know, what counts as a build. I'm not the first person to ever have this thought, but I think the next world that I start is going to have a little bit of that approach where I'm not so locked in and so constrained to imitating what I see in real life. I'm probably going to lose the 205 subscribers that I have, but that's my next challenge, is to get a little bit more abstract with things. Not like Jackson Pollock abstract, but at least a little more experimental with what blocks fit with, you know, a build or stuff like that. And definitely reference imagery is going to get a little bit more loose. All right, just need to keep on adding leaves. I think this needs to be like this big, this guy. All right, let's bulk this bad boy up. Another lesson that I learned is I need to turn off the bushy leaves when I'm getting a little closer to finalization, because I discovered with these guys that there are this pattern of holes, like right here. You can kind of see the bushy leaves are the thing that's covering those holes. And when I turn off bushy leaves, which is just a Vanilla Tweaks resource pack, you could see right through it in this like weird grid pattern. I did not like that at all. So if I, you know, not everybody has a resource pack like the Bushy Leaves resource pack, so I need to accommodate, you know, that group. Hytale is more RPG by design. It would have quests. It already has lore that will be expanded. We're the good guys fighting against void forces corrupting the world. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Not for me, though. The more, more you guys are saying that, the more I'm thinking, man, should I just refund? Because I did buy the game. I just bought that $20 version, though, so not a huge deal, but I am not into that kind of game. I like the vagueness of Minecraft where you don't know what you're doing. Are you the good guy? Are you the bad guy? I mean, all signs point to we're the bad guys. We're chaining up, enslaving villagers. Villagers are totally the passive good guys, right? So it's more like sandbox RPG, while Minecraft is purely sandbox. Both of them fill two different niches. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for clearing that up too. I didn't know that Hytale had straight up lore. So yeah, they are very opinionated. The game itself is very opinionated on what it's trying to achieve. We're doing it, guys. we got ourselves a tree. Alright, this is just a little loosey-goosey thing. I'm not sure where I'm going with this little bushy guy. I think I'm gonna try to lead a branch over to it though. Yeah, that's a good idea. And then maybe here and maybe here. Yeah, I like that. That works. Cool, cool, cool. All right, let's fill this bottom edge up a little bit. Yep. Another bulbous creation. You just do those like plus signs. I'm sure that shape has a name. I just don't know what the name is. I think it's getting narrow. Yeah, it's way too narrow this way. So, ooh, big empty spot right there. Let's get that filled up. Let's go off of this branch. No, gotta go up. Yeah, that'll work. Simple. All right. Fill it up a little more. Maybe even... Oh, I hate when I do that. I don't even know where I placed that. I have phantom mode, so I get to fly through blocks, and that gets me in trouble at times. Axiom, phantom mode. It's basically just spectator. A little more underneath. Let's see what that looks like. Thank you. The nice tree looking. Ooh, that was way too square right there. What were you thinking? Oh, it's because I didn't do the bottom. I still need to taper that off a little. Hey, Sam. Thank you for the tree. I thought that was Rozzy, actually, that said that. I just glanced over. Thank you for joining the stream, and thank you for the compliment on the tree. Yeah, we're in a creative world, just monkeying around with trees. I need to really fill up my forest with more of a variety than what I have. This is basically what I have. I think I counted like 16 or 17. And yeah, I need more than that. So I'm working on the aspens right now, and then I'll move on to oaks and maples and stuff like that after. Probably not on stream because this is already taken about an hour. So yeah, we're gonna have to spend a little bit of time off stream, obviously. All right. Yeah, squares this game up with blocks, exactly. I don't like how it's looking like a diamond shape. That's the only problem I have. I need to get a little bit away from the diamond shape. Of course, this will be blended in with other trees. It's what I always have to remind myself of. So sometimes a diamond shape might actually work well with the other shapes. That's not good. That's where people start introducing glass. Still don't use a lot of glass in these builds. Glass panes. Yeah, Sam, I'm not planning on doing like hundreds of these things, but I want at least like a couple dozen, like, 25, 30, something like that. So I'm about halfway there, I'd say. And I think with a couple dozen, I will have enough of a variety to make a convincing forest. I don't think my forest will have more than 80 to 100 trees, and after you build them in Lightmatica, it's pretty easy to transfer it over. So glass pane, exactly. Yeah, Devin. Again, this is Devin's tree. He made use of glass panes. Where's some like right here to extend the walls, which whatever, it's fine. I think at times it can look like right here. Like do a what, light gray glass stain like that. I mean, it's not too bad. It's kind of a lower priority as far as I'm concerned, though. Yeah, probably not there. Actually, right here is where you'd really kind of want it. No, not necessary. But when you have walls that actually have gaps, that's where it really shines. I think I have some right here, maybe? Yeah, see, I filled it in with stairs, but like that. I'll leave it, it's fine. Why not have another block that I have to gather when I'm building things? Why not? I have a villager trading hall. I can get glass pretty easily, so. It's trying to fill this in a little more on the bottom here, where it doesn't have such a straight diamond. Yeah, that, like something like that. And I'll just fill in a little bit of the leaves right there. I think I'm there. Yeah, I think I'm there. I think this is looking pretty good. I don't like this one. I want this one down one. And then let's do a like one of these maybe here. Yeah. It's something under here. Maybe just that glass pane. Let's kind of widen that out a little bit. Actually, I think a stair would do really well right under here. Just to thicken it up. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's good. I mean, it's going to be blended in a forest, so... Still a little too, what was I going to say? Still a little, flat in certain areas that I want to get a little rounded out. Yeah. And then here, I mean, I could just like leave this as a bald spot because that's pretty believable. You know, trees often have stuff like that. But I might just build it out initially, not that way. And then when I make the tree, I have the decision at that point whether I want, you know, this to be kind of a void in here or any section of it be a void. Because that's the other option that you have. You know, you get the Lightmatica schematic, you get it all ready to go, you start building, and then you introduce faults as you're building. Maybe not faults, but you know, just modifications kind of as you build, leaving certain aspects out, certain branches out and stuff, just to give it a little bit more variety. So your 24 trees turns into like, you know, hundreds and hundreds of trees. So, all right. Let's go back. Okay, now let's start texturing. So this is pretty easy. What I do is I just put it on replace mode and then just texture the areas that the sun would hit, essentially. Sometimes I'll leave off little corner bits here and there, but for the most part, it's just wherever the sun would hit. If the sun were noon, it was like directly noon all the time in Minecraft. It's like I've heard the like creators talk about, I never play with shaders because I like to bake in my own channels. It's like, then it's, and at the same time you'll hear a creator say, Minecraft is such a static game, I want to have more movement. That's what, I like the iron golems and allies and stuff like that. It's like, you know, you can get movement with shaders too. I understand the performance aspect of shaders. It really does crush your game. Even the lightweight ones aren't super great performance-wise, but yeah, it's like shaders, the sun moves. It creates light in different spots. It's actually kind of cool. It's a whole different, whole different aspect of the game. Not that I play with shaders while I'm playing regular, but I'll do a lot of my time lapses in my videos with shaders because I feel it just, I don't know, it just, for one, it distinguishes real-time gameplay with the flashback, footage. But for two, I just really like the dynamic qualities that shaders bring. All right. There was something I wasn't liking when I was talking, gabbing away. Yeah, it's, I think here I need to do something, and here I need to do something. Let's just expand this guy out a little. Oops. That guy. Yeah, that'll work, and then I'll kind of do this thing. As the Pigman music plays. There we go. That rounds it out a little. And then right here, I want to do something like that. And let's do that. That's cool. Like it. I like it. And then, what was that other aspect that I wasn't super enamored with? Maybe like right here. You could just get a branch sticking out there. Or just do one of these. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's start replacing. The new stuff we just added. Okay, that's cool. It's good. About that. Yeah, okay. And then spruce on the bottom and closer to the trunk, so. Sorry, I'm actually concentrating here. So I got all quiet. I apologize. Trying not to replace a wall. I hate when I do that. Or a fence gate or something like that. Yeah, that's good. That is good. Do you think we need just one of those errant branches that kind of comes out of like a little shoot? It just comes out of nowhere. I don't know if that helped or didn't help. If we put it on the other side. I think that's all of it. Yeah. Let's rotate it that way. Yeah. Because the way the trunk is going, I think I need to thin it out a little though. Yeah, it's cool. It's blocky, but it is a block game, so it's hard to avoid. Yeah, okay, that's better. Yeah, that's good. I like that. That works out really well. And the scoop board field. Yeah, blended in too. Like this, I think this is a good looking aspen. It's a little taller than the other ones. A little bushier than the other ones, but as I blend it in, I think it'll look pretty good. Okay. And one other thing I wanted to do was just bulk up this a little. All right, let's do diorite. Yeah, that works. It's leaning a little bit more toward birch than aspen, but that's fine. Yep. That's a done one. Keep on saying that and then doing something else to it. Yeah, okay, that's better. That's better. Has a little bit more of a lean toward that side. What about no. Yeah. Meaning this is kind of supporting the fact that it's tweaked over there and then the weight is pushing over here. Speaking of, I think I do want to lighten it up a little more on this side. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Let's do a little round robin here. Yep. That's given the feel. That's given the feel of an aspen. Okay. Let's place. Actually, all those are pretty good. Yeah, I think those are pretty good. Maybe one of these. Okay, and now let's turn off the vanilla tweaks. That's where I'm getting my bushy leaves, and I just want to see what it looks like without the bushy leaves. Yeah, it looks good. Sometimes I like things better without the bushy leaves, in all honesty. I wonder if I'll remove that from my vanilla tweaks resource pack at some point. Open, I think might look a little better. Yeah. Yep. That's a tree. Yeah, right here. See, this is the stuff that like bushy leaves sometimes hides. Like just a little fuller in those aspects. Alright, cool beans. Alright, let's get this guy saved in Lightmatica. Go through that process just so everybody's familiar with how that works. Well, maybe you can correct me on how I do things. So usually I just line it up. So this axis and this axis. Try to line up where I think that block would go. And then shoop, boom. And then up on the top, take the tallest one. I'll just kind of work my way over. And I know Axiom has that thing where you can like place in mid-air. I've never used it. I don't know how to use it, so I'll learn at some point, but all right. And that needs to go over this way, one, and perfect on this axis. So that should be it, except for I'm taking a little bit of that tree. So let's see how it works. All right. Let's render. All right, area editor, Aspen. Actually, I have a whole naming convention. Yeah, tree large Aspen. So Aspen 3, I guess. I think I'm gonna call this like extra large though. Tree extra large Aspen. Oops. And move that down one onto my block. And then go over here. Boom. And move this to me and down one. Let's see if that's taking anybody else in. It is. So let's just move this tree a little bit. I think just one in, yeah. Okay, perfect. Anything else interfering with this bad boy? No. And we have everything except for one leaf. Okay, so we did leave out one leaf. Let's move this one. Gotta be one of these, right? There, that's this one. That's still out of the range, huh? Cool. All right. Checking all the edges, making sure not gonna leave anybody behind, and we're good. All right. Save schematic in the tree folder. Boom. Tree extra large Aspen. One down. 15 more to go. All right. Okay. Well, chat's getting kind of quiet, so I think I'm gonna call the stream. Oh yeah. By the way, Fresh Animations. I think it's Fresh LX is the developer. That's what he goes by. Released their Fresh Animations for Players movement. So Fresh Moves hasn't been updated in, geez, almost a year. So I highly recommend checking it out. It gives you all the Fresh Moves and some. It looks really, really sweet. All just kinds of cool movements and even elytra flying and stuff. It just looks awesome. You can also do the expressions only. If you follow Fresh LX on Discord, he released the pack for expressions, so that's why my eyes are blinking and my eyebrows are moving. So you can combine that here. Let me just show you what it actually looks like. So essentially Fresh Animations, Fresh Player, and then Fresh Player JE. This is just expressions. Those three packs will get y'all here. I mean, it's so cool. Like you angle yourself when you run. You're like, it's the coolest thing ever. Not to mention, swimming, you gotta see swimming. Swimming is the coolest thing ever. You actually paddle your feet when you swim. It's the coolest thing ever. All right. So, yeah, download that, Rozzy. It's fantastic. Other than that, tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, so that's noon Pacific, and I think 8 p.m. GMT, I am premiering my latest episode 20 of Astraea. And so I'll be on in the chat to do the premiere and everything. It's going to be great. I spent a lot of time on this episode. I think it's a really good one. So by all means, if you have a chance, if you're free, tune into the premiere. It's going to be fun. I don't know what that guy's doing back there. I don't know how he got back there. Okay. So without further ado, have a good one, and hopefully see you guys tomorrow for the premiere. Have a good one.